there, stampers and crafters. My name is Tami White from stampwithtami.com. And today I'm going to show you how to make this penny spinner card, which spins all the way around. It's like a toy. Can't stop playing with it. It's a lot of fun. You're really going to enjoy it. And the best part is it is so easy to make. I'm using a new bundle from Stampin Up called Shooting Star and matching framelits that are called the Sliding Star framelits. And because the 4th of July weekend is coming up this weekend, I made it a patriotic card as well. So lots of fun here. So it's a really easy and very fun card to make. All right, let's get started. This is seriously the most fun card. Oh my gosh, too fun. This is our Shooting Star card. Absolutely love this. So much fun, so easy to make, and it's been so awesome. It's like a card and a toy all in one. I'm going to show you how to make this, and you're going to just want to make a whole bunch of these because they're so easy to make. They're very fun. I'm using a brand new bundle from Stampin' Up. This is the Shooting Star stamp set, and that's where the star comes from. And I'm also using the coordinating sliding star framelits. These were actually made to go together, and you can make two different types of sliders. One goes across your card and one goes in a circular motion like the one that we're going to make right now. Very, very fun. And you can purchase all of these supplies on my stampwithtami.com blog simply by going to this URL or clicking in the link in the YouTube description. If you're on YouTube, you can click right on this video, and I also have a free PDF file for you there. Just my gift to you. Thanks for watching and thanks for subscribing. All of the measurements for this card are also on the free PDF. And you can purchase all of these supplies there, including this fabulous silver glimmer paper that I'm going to use. And I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. And I'm using some liquid glue today. I took the wide end of that glue applicator and just kind of smooth it around. And we'll stick that down on our card base. And then I'm going to use the same adhesive to stick the white, one of the two white panels that are both exactly the same right now. They won't be in a minute, but they are right now. We'll go ahead and stick that over the silver glimmer. Normally I would use snail adhesive, which is a double-sided tape. It's my favorite form of adhesive. However, when working with this glimmer paper, you really need this liquid adhesive. Something about it just gets it in between the little glittery stuff. Sticks better. Okay, we're going to put our card base aside. And so I've got a basic black ink pad. I'm going to stamp the star from the Shooting Star stamp set. And this is just a scrap piece of white. We're going to stamp our outline of our words. Now, our outline of our words and the actual words, "You're amazing," come from a stamp set called Thoughtful Banners, and I actually put "You Are Amazing" together. So there are two stamps together on this block, and I'm going to stamp that right inside this little banner that I stamped. I'm just going to cut that apart. This is the classic label punch, and we'll use that to punch out our words. I'm just going to line that right up inside the classic label punch and punch that out. And then we're going to take two Stampin' Write markers. I've got Night of Navy and Real Red. Now the markers have two tips. One's a fine point for like writing words, and one is the brush tip end. We'll use the brush tip end on both of these to color in the tail of our star. So the Real Red I did in the center. Just colored that in. Then I'll use the Night of Navy to do the stripes above and below that. Okay, so now I've got the Big Shot die cut machine, magnetic platform, one cutting pad, and then our cardstock. We're going to take the Shooting Star die. I'm going to line the star die up over the die. The magnetic platform has got it held down so it won't move on us. Put one cutting pad on top and crank that through the Big Shot. It's so cool that these coordinate because that cuts out our image perfectly. No fussy cutting necessary. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, it is. While we have this out, we're going to take the circle die out of that collection. Place our white panel down and place the circle in the center, but a little bit towards the top. Sandwich it between two cutting pads and crank it through. And that is going to cut us technically 3 circles, but we only need 2. And they'll be perfectly spaced for our slider to go in the center. Okay, next we've got the Lucky Star folder. And I'm switching out the platform to our regular Big Shot platform. I'm going to put both of these white sections inside the folder. Close it. Sandwich it between 2 cutting pads. And then crank that through the Big Shot. And that's going to texture our stars all over it. So cool. Awesome. Super cool. Okay, now we can attach these 2 panels to our card base. We are using a new product from Stampin' Up. These are foam adhesive strips, and they are made for spinner cards. So I'm just going to cut a couple of strips here. Put one on the top, one on the bottom. I'm going to put one more, just a couple on the edges, and then I'll go ahead and put this down. Then we'll peel off the backing and stick that down. And that should layer perfectly over the white panel that we already put down. And then we'll put a couple of adhesive strips on the back of this. Now you just want to be careful that you leave enough room for your penny so it doesn't hit the adhesive strip. Or you could also use washers if you have those. I'm going to use pennies because I don't. So we just want to put that right smack dab in the middle. Hey Harlan, you got 2 pennies that I could have? Thank you to my son for donating his 2 cents worth for our card. So I just went and put just the edging of some dimensionals underneath that because it's a really skinny strip. And that goes down. And then there is a little trick, whether you're using washers or pennies. Our Stampin' Up! Dimensionals are hexagonal. You want to round those corners to make it spin the best. Otherwise the corners kind of tend to get stuck when it's spinning. Just like a square wheel kind of doesn't work on your card. Doesn't quite work on this card. Okay, so round the edges of the dimensional, stick it in between. You only really need to do that on the one that holds the 2 pennies together. Okay, then we can go ahead and stick the 2 pennies in our card. Now if you can use washers as well. If it doesn't spin perfectly, you may need to adjust your layer. It may not be perfectly in the center. And once you got your penny spinning around there, we can go ahead and finish up our star. Now I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of the star and get this all ready to go. And then I'm going to use a really cool product. So I'm going to actually get this all on the card because the next step needs a little while to dry and I don't want to mess with it while it's drying. So we're just going to go ahead and stick that on there. As you can see, it is totally cool just like this. It doesn't need anything. But I thought the Dazzling Details glitter pen made the perfect accent on it. Now this takes a little while to dry. So if you do this step, you're going to want to leave it overnight. So I went ahead and just put a big glob of silver glitter and just used the nose of the glue pen to just push it around or draw. So that will just need to set overnight and then your card is complete if you do that step. It is totally optional, but it is totally cool. It really does make it awesome. And through the magic of YouTube, I have mine already set and ready to go, and there it is. So awesome. So a couple of tips to make sure that it spins is make sure that the foam is far enough away from the edges that the penny doesn't hit it. Round the edges of the dimensional in between the 2 cents, in your card. And make sure that your center piece, your center of the circle, is exactly in the center. Make sure it has exactly the same width all the way around the track. And voila, you have one super easy, fun, and super cool card. I know I have had lots of fun with this card, and I hope you really enjoy it too. Again, all of these supplies are available on my stampwithtami.com blog, as well as a free PDF, simply by going to this URL or clicking in the description below. And be sure to sign up for my newsletter while you're there, because I give out free card tutorials every Tuesday. Thanks for joining me today.